All right, everybody, I'm so excited about this. You can see we've got the phone out. We're going to be going through this new app called Shot Pattern. Let's get into it. I'm really excited about this. What's going on, everybody? Scott Oden coming at you. We're here. We're in the studio. We're going to talk about a new app here that I just happened to actually come across by just scrolling Twitter algorithm. Thank you, Elon. He put it into my timeline, and now all of a sudden, I think this is one of the most game-changing apps that is going to be around with this whole home technology. I haven't really seen anything in the last, year maybe, other than, hey, some impact stuff that would make me say, hey, this is going to really change the game for people as far as technology developments and using this home technology. So let's talk about what this app is first, okay? So Shot Pattern is an app that is taking the idea that we have what's called a shot dispersion, okay? So as I look here on data, I've pulled up a driver session for me, and you can see I'm hitting the ball, and what we get is we get a dispersion of shots, okay? So I think the big thing that people think is they think, all right, I've got a rifle. I'm going to hit these accurate shots. There's a famous phrase from a guy named Scott Fawcett who runs a company called Decade where they do a lot of course planning and stuff. He always said, you don't have a rifle, you have a shotgun at best. So what does he mean by that? Well, we're going to shoot the shotgun and we're shooting it out to the target. You're not going to have a super accurate bullet that's coming out, right? You're going to have a spread of everything coming out, right? So that's what we have essentially when we're hitting a golf ball. And when you're hitting a driver, that gets wider and wider. Well, Shot Pattern is letting you take your dispersion that you get while you're hitting and learn how to work with that and basically learn how to play golf with your shot pattern, okay? That's the big thing. So when we open the app, there's a couple of things that are really cool here, okay? Let's go through the app first. So when you're going through, you can actually do the play golf mode. When you're playing golf, you're on the course, you're actually tracking your shots, okay? You're tracking your shots where, hey, this is where I hit it, this is what I'm getting, right? All of that stuff, okay? You would put in the data. That's going to go into a database with that club where it's now going to take that data and let you then, it's going to learn and show you where, when you're planning for the golf course, where you need to be aiming to best utilize your pattern with that specific club, okay? Which is really cool. So, for example, I've got a tournament coming up. We're going to go to our menu here. I'm going to type in the course, okay? It's going to come on up. There it is. We're going to play it. And what we'll see is you get the course here. So let's say you don't have any data that you're using. Let's just use kind of the standard setup because I think that'll help you at first. You can see we're set here on the bottom right. We have tee shot selected. We also have a 70-yard dispersion for a tee shot, okay? We're thinking about where is our dispersion on these tee shots? 70 yards wide. That's 35 each direction, 35 yards. That's not that big, okay? A lot of you are going to say, oh, that's crazy wide, like I never could play golf. Look at how wide that is on this particular course, right? Now, these are probably a little wider fairways, but that's still only, okay, that's still only barely getting into the rough on both sides. It's not that crazy to have a dispersion that is that wide, okay? And I think, again, I think too many people are thinking they got to get their driver better than they actually need to shoot better scores. They already hit it pretty good. They just don't know what to do with it, right? That's the biggest thing. But let's say you want to go to a 60. Hey, I hit it narrow, or, all that stuff. You can do that. Just for reference, a stat that I always kind of keep in my back pocket, Jason Day, when he was the #1 player in the world, he had a dispersion with his driver that was 75 yards. Okay, that was the #1 player in the world. Okay, that comes from TrackMan. So keep that in mind as you're going through and saying, I never will hit it 70 yards wide. Okay, but here's what this app will do. You can see as I move around and I start picking out, hey, this is where I'm going to aim with this set dispersion, you'll see on the top right, it's going to tell you how many strokes gained or lost that aiming point is going to give you with your driver, okay? So what I love is a couple of things. One, this is going to educate people on what does it actually take to drive the ball keep the ball in play, and what does that mean for your score? A lot of people are saying, oh, I got to hit it like 290, 300, and I got to hit it on a string, right? Well, no, I only have to hit it, especially on this particular hole. I mean, I can hit it 230 yards, right? And if I hit the fairway, I'm still gaining. Now, if I hit the rough, I'm starting to lose, so I think I want to hit it a little farther, right? 250, but if I'm hitting it 250 and I'm getting up to this portion of the course, I'm gaining, right? Now, we're also on a tee that's a little farther back. If you can't hit it 250, probably need to be moving up instead of playing at 6,700 yards, right? That's another thing to think about. Now, here's where this app gets really cool and really functional, okay? On the left here, you're gonna see this little bullseye. If I hit that, I pick an aiming point, then I'm gonna hit the bullseye. You're gonna see 3 little dots pop up on our screen here, right? Those are the shots that I've recorded, and I think I've got one more that's like stacked right on top of one, okay? But you can see I actually can overlay my pattern that we've inputted, and I can learn where do I need to be aiming, okay? So if I'm gonna hit driver, if I aim here, okay, aim at like the center, that's all I gotta do, so that's a good place to aim. With my current dispersion, you know, at about 275, 276, right? That's going to be some of the shots that we get, right? I'm hitting it about that far as we go through. I'm carrying it about 255, running out to about 275-ish around there, right? So I can learn and go through, hey, this is where I need to be doing it. You can also see down below for my club. Now, when you're doing it for your club and your dispersion, that's where you're going to see everything change. That's where you're going to learn your strokes gained. We're not going to be going off the top up here anymore. I want to learn if I aim here and apply my pattern, what am I going to get? So you can see those are zeros, okay? Let's go over here a little bit. See if I'm aiming, start aiming left, my pattern's going to get closer and closer to the trouble. I'm going to start losing some shots. So I need to be aiming over here, then I get in good shape. If I go up, still doing okay. And then again, if we start coming shorter, I aim too far right, my pattern's getting into these other trees, right? So just a really cool functional feature that you can apply to the golf course. Now you can see you can pick 4 different clubs that you're going to hit off the tee, enter your data. Now, I only have a couple of shots in here, so to be fair, you're going to need a lot more shots to make this more accurate, okay? That's what statistics is all about. So you would say, all right, how many shots do I need? Well, in talking with Eric, who is the designer and the creator of this, he was saying about 150 is a good number. Well, you're going to say, how do I get 150 drivers and be able to get that into the app, especially if I'm doing it with just on-course numbers when I'm playing? Well, what you actually can do now, and this is really cool, you can actually manually enter shots. So if you're hitting on a launch monitor, I can take my data, right? I can come over here and say, all right, hey, here's a drive I have. It went 269 total, and it went 9 yards to the left. So that's 27 feet, and I'm going to put in negative 27 for that shot, right? That's a big deal as you go, because now you can hit shots after shot after shot and be able to input them. The other cool thing is you would do this normally just going one at a time, right? Put it in, add it, put it in, add it. What's actually coming out, and it'll probably be out at the time of this video, is you can actually go down here and you can export. You can say, hey, I want to get all my data from my session where I'm hitting these clubs, export it to a CSV, which is, Excel. You can clean it up, get all the shots you want, all that stuff in Excel, get it organized, and then you can actually upload that and do a mass entry. So you can get shots that you've had from previous sessions. If you want to go for a bigger session, hey, I'm going to hit 20, 30 drivers and I don't want to have to enter them each time, you can do that. That is really, really, really cool. Can't explain how awesome that's going to be and how that's really going to help people start understanding what they need to do with their launch monitor, because that's still one of the biggest issues is how do I actually go through and take what I'm doing with my launch monitor, my device, and actually apply it to the golf course. So awesome stuff. This is going to be game changing. Like I said, we are going to be meeting with Eric. He is local here. I just happened to find him on Twitter, but he ends up being local in Chicago here. So we're going to be meeting up to talk more about this and going through some of the uses for it, okay? So if you have questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. And also, make sure you click that subscribe button so you do not miss out when we have our video with him, okay? Because he's going to be talking a lot about what you can do with this and how everything works, all right? So if you have questions, leave them. Go follow Shot Pattern on Twitter. Make sure you check them out to stay up to date with everything they have going on, because they are updating and changing the app and making it better all the time, which is awesome. And then, again, we'll see him when we have him on the channel, okay? So thanks everybody for watching. I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to get some shots entered. We'll be good to go. And as always, thanks for watching. See everybody in the next one. Peace.